Have you ever stopped to think about how much energy you waste comparing yourself to others? Imagine if Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic emperor, spent his time envying the wealth of kings or the influence of philosophers. Would he have achieved the same legacy? Comparing ourselves to others is a trap that steals our peace and clouds our purpose. Today, we're diving deep into how Stoicism can guide us to overcome this destructive habit and reclaim our focus. Stick around because the lessons we'll uncover might just change the way you live your life. And before we dive in, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to help our journey grow. It only takes a second, but it means the world to us. Let's spread these Stoic teachings together. Now let's get into it. Number 1. Understanding the trap of comparison. Comparison is often rooted in our perception, not reality. The Stoics taught that external things such as wealth, beauty, or influence are not true measures of worth. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. Consider how we view social media today. We scroll through curated highlights of other people's lives, believing they are happier, more successful, or better than us. But what we see is only a fraction of their reality, not the whole truth. It's an illusion. Comparison blinds us to our unique path. By envying someone else's progress, we neglect our own. A runner who constantly looks sideways at competitors loses speed and focus. The same applies to life. To break free from this trap, embrace gratitude. Focus on what you have rather than what you lack. For example, if you admire someone's career, reflect on the opportunities and lessons your own journey has given you. Gratitude shifts your attention from scarcity to abundance. Lastly, comparison is often fueled by insecurity. Remember Epictetus' teaching. Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. You don't need what others have to be fulfilled. Number 2, the role of ego in comparison. At the root of comparison lies the ego. The ego craves validation and recognition, constantly seeking external benchmarks to feel superior or inferior. But Stoicism teaches us to master the ego, not let it master us. Seneca warned, "It is not the man who is too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor." This craving drives us to compare ourselves with others, as the ego desires more accolades, achievements, or possessions. Think of a young artist who quits painting because they believe another artist's work is better. Instead of focusing on their growth, they let their ego's need for validation derail their passion. The comparison becomes self-sabotage. Combating this requires humility and self-awareness. Remind yourself that your worth is not tied to external outcomes. Consider the Stoic practice of premeditatio malorum, visualizing challenges and setbacks to prepare your mind for reality. This practice can help you detach your self-esteem from outside comparisons. Ego also thrives on competition. Instead, adopt the mindset of mutual growth. Recognize that other successes do not diminish your own. When you see a colleague succeed, celebrate their achievement and reflect on how their progress can inspire your own. Number 3, defining your own metrics of success. One of the most liberating lessons in Stoicism is that you define your success, not the world. External validation is fleeting. True fulfillment comes from aligning your actions with your values. Take the example of Marcus Aurelius. As an emperor, he could have measured success by the size of his empire or the wealth of his treasury. Instead, he focused on his character and virtue, striving to live with wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. What are your personal values? Instead of comparing your life to others, evaluate whether your actions align with those values. For instance, if kindness is your guiding principle, measure your success by the compassion you show, not by your salary or possessions. The modern world often equates success with wealth or popularity, but these are fragile foundations. Reflect on Epictetus' wisdom. Seek not for things to happen as you wish, but wish for things to happen as they do. Success lies in accepting and thriving within your unique circumstances. Finally, regularly review your goals. Are they truly yours, or are they influenced by societal pressures or envy of others? Reclaim your autonomy by pursuing what genuinely fulfills you, not what looks good on paper. Number 4, practicing the art of contentment. Contentment is a skill, not a state of being. It requires consistent effort to train your mind to focus on the present rather than what others have. The Stoics emphasize the power of the present moment. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Confine yourself to the present." Comparison often arises when we dwell on the past or project into the future, wishing we had someone else's achievements or fearing we'll never measure up. To practice contentment, start with mindfulness. When you catch yourself comparing, pause and bring your attention to the here and now. Ask yourself, what is within my control at this moment? This simple shift can break the cycle of envy and self-doubt. Consider how athletes train their focus. A swimmer doesn't compare their strokes to the person in the next lane. They concentrate on their own technique. Similarly, redirect your energy toward improving yourself rather than envying others. Contentment also involves celebrating small wins. Each step forward, no matter how small, is progress. Reflect on how far you've come instead of how far you think you need to go. Lastly, practice detachment. Remember that external achievements, whether yours or others, are impermanent. True contentment comes from within, rooted in gratitude, purpose, and self-respect. Number 5, turning comparison into inspiration. Comparison isn't inherently negative. When approached correctly, it can be a powerful motivator for growth. The key is to view others as sources of inspiration, not competition. Seneca advised, associate with people who are likely to improve you. Surround yourself with individuals who challenge and uplift you. If you admire someone's discipline, let it inspire you to strengthen your own habits. Turn envy into curiosity. Instead of resenting someone's success, ask yourself, what can I learn from their journey? For instance, if a colleague excels at public speaking, study their techniques and apply them to your own practice. Focus on collaboration over competition. In Stoic philosophy, life isn't a zero-sum game. Helping others succeed often opens doors for your own growth. When you uplift others, you create a cycle of mutual support and progress. Use visualization as a tool. Picture the person you admire as a mentor, guiding you toward your goals. This mental shift transforms comparison into a constructive force for self-improvement. Finally, remember the Stoic ideal of living according to nature. Your journey is unique. Embrace the fact that your strengths, challenges, and purpose are unlike anyone else's. Celebrate that individuality and use it to fuel your personal growth. Number 6, recognizing the illusion of perfection. A major cause of comparison is the illusion of perfection. We often see others as flawless, forgetting that every life comes with its struggles. Stoicism teaches us to look beyond appearances and understand the full reality. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth." When you admire someone's achievements or lifestyle, remember that you're only seeing a part of the story. Social media, for example, presents a curated reality, not the whole truth. Consider a successful entrepreneur who appears to have it all. What you might not see are the sleepless nights, failed attempts, and sacrifices they endured to reach that point. Recognizing this hidden side can help you avoid comparing your challenges to their highlights. The illusion of perfection also fuels self-doubt. Instead of striving for an unattainable ideal, focus on progress. Reflect on Epictetus' advice. First, say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Perfection isn't necessary, growth is. Lastly, remember that everyone has internal battles. Just as you have insecurities, so do the people you admire. Understanding this can foster empathy and reduce the urge to compare. Number 7, focusing on what you can control. Stoicism revolves around the principle of control, distinguishing between what is within your power and what is not. Comparison often arises when we fixate on external factors that are beyond our influence. Epictetus famously said, "Some things are up to us, and some things are not." Comparing yourself to others' looks, talents, or circumstances is futile because these elements often lie outside your control. Instead, shift your focus to improving your own skills and character. Consider an athlete preparing for a competition. They cannot control the weather, the crowd, or their opponent's performance. What they can control is their training, mindset, and effort. This focus on controllables leads to better results and greater peace of mind. Applying this principle to daily life can be transformative. If you find yourself comparing your career to someone else's, ask, "What can I do today to move closer to my goals?" Small, consistent actions within your control are far more effective than worrying about others' achievements. Remember that your worth is not defined by external comparisons. As Marcus Aurelius advised, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Number 8, embracing the power of self-reflection. Self-reflection is a powerful antidote to comparison. When you understand your values, strengths, and purpose, you're less likely to measure yourself against others. Stoicism emphasizes introspection as a daily practice. Marcus Aurelius' Meditations is a testament to the power of self-reflection. He wrote, "Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul." Reflecting on your actions and thoughts helps you stay grounded in your own journey. Start each day by setting intentions. What matters most to you? For example, if kindness and integrity are your priorities, focus on embodying these virtues rather than chasing external validation. At the end of the day, review your actions to see if they align with your values. Journaling is another effective tool for self-reflection. Write about moments when you felt envious or compared yourself to others. What triggered those feelings, and how can you respond differently next time? This practice fosters self-awareness and growth. Finally, remember that reflection isn't about judgment. It's about understanding yourself better so you can make intentional choices. When you're clear about your path, the noise of comparison fades. Number 9, practicing detachment from outcomes. Comparison often stems from attaching your self-worth to outcomes. Whether it's a promotion, an award, or social recognition, we frequently measure ourselves by what we achieve. Stoicism teaches us to detach from these results and focus on the process instead. Epictetus advised, "Make the best use of what is in your power, and take the rest as it happens." Success and failure are often influenced by external factors. By focusing on your effort rather than the outcome, you free yourself from the need to compare. Consider an artist submitting their work to a competition. They have no control over the judges' preferences or decisions. What they can control is the quality of their work and the passion they put into it. This detachment not only reduces comparison, but also enhances their creative freedom. Practicing detachment involves letting go of the need for external validation. If your satisfaction comes from within, knowing you've done your best, you're less likely to envy others' recognition. Lastly, detachment doesn't mean indifference. It means focusing on what truly matters: your growth, integrity, and effort. These internal measures of success are far more fulfilling than any external comparison. Number 10, finding fulfillment in service to others. Stoicism encourages us to focus on contributing to the greater good rather than competing with others. When you shift your perspective from self-centered goals to service, comparison loses its grip. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "What is your vocation? To be a good person. By helping others, you create a sense of purpose and connection that transcends envy." For example, mentoring someone in your field not only enriches their journey, but also reminds you of your own progress. Service shifts your mindset from scarcity to abundance. Instead of worrying about what you lack, you recognize the value you bring to others. This approach fosters gratitude and contentment. Volunteering or community work can also provide perspective. When you see the struggles others face, you realize that the things you envy are often less important than they seem. Helping someone in need is far more fulfilling than comparing possessions or accolades. Lastly, remember that your unique strengths make your contributions valuable. As Seneca said, "No man was ever wise by chance." Your experiences, skills, and perspective are irreplaceable. Use them to make a positive impact rather than to compete. The Stoic path teaches us to rise above comparison and focus on what truly matters: our growth, values, and service to others. By recognizing the illusion of perfection, mastering self-reflection, and practicing detachment, we can break free from this destructive habit and live a life of purpose and peace. If this resonates with you, please like this video and subscribe to join us on this journey of Stoic wisdom. Let's continue growing together, one lesson at a time. See you in the next video.